Go. Okay. All right, I got it. We're live. So, hello, Facebook land. We're back. I'm back. This is the third time you're seeing me today. And hopefully you've been enjoying it. But today I'm back with a favorite of ours, which is Steve Demi. Thank you for joining me, Steve.
It's a pleasure to be here, Ginger, as always.
I'm so envious of your set. It's so lovely.
Well, I'm not going to turn the camera around so you see the rest of it. I'm just going to.
That's what's nice about the whole non 360 camera thing going on. So, everybody out there, I don't know if you saw, because we've been posting it on the chat page and it's been out there, but Steve and I have been working on a midwinter conference for this February. So, Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are, your vision is, why, you taught, why did you reach out to me and say, hey, let's do this thing?
Okay. So the first thing was a couple of years ago. We did two before COVID. And then and we were growing and people were encouraged and they were each 1 day events. And then we decided to get a little bigger venue and have a 2 day event. So we're going to be having this at the Farm and Home Center in Lancaster. But the big why is I don't think you can replace face-to-face encouraging
Absolutely.
fellowship. I and it says in Hebrews 10, and I've been quoting this
Mhm.
scripture for about 10 years. But what it says is, and all the more as you see the day drawing near, we don't need to be more isolated. We need to be more connected, especially when we get to these difficult times in which we live. And there's nothing like being with a whole bunch of people of like precious faith that believe what you believe, have the same convictions. You love God, you love your family, and this is not a typical conference. This is supposed to be an encouraging, connecting
Mhm.
conference. And that's the idea. Even though we have, I think, 9 speakers, the primary thing is there for people just to get together with other people and drink it in. And you and I know that the end of February is a tough outing. So that's, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I totally agree. I mean, the getting together, information abounds. I'm not telling you that you can't get similar messages to what you're going to hear at what the event is, but online. But when you're in that room with other people, it just makes all the difference. Like Steve said, that when you're with people, you're believers, and there's just something the spirit that is doing in that room. And I think the great amount of encouragement that we get, it's not just what we're hearing. I don't think it's just what we're hearing, but it's the people that we're with and the connection that the spirit is doing amongst believers in those spaces. So I think, I don't know, it's my belief that those who are believers are connecting with other believers in those situations are actually getting bolstered in a way that, say, someone who comes in that's not connected in that way, they might get help from the speakers and stuff, but there's just something that God does in us when we're connecting together. And you're right, February is a really great time to do it because I have 6 kids, 3 of them are boys, and I mean, girls are busy too, but there's nothing like a boy 3 months, 2 months into winter when you're not out much because it's either like rainy and raw and gross and you can't be outside and they haven't been able to get their energy out because they don't like basketball. They don't play on a basketball team and they're just kind of going, oh, and you can just feel it, like the whole thing and the whole house is going like this.
Well, one of our speakers is Ginny Urick, who's I guess the creator of A Thousand
Yes.
Hours Outside.
Yeah.
And I wondered if we shouldn't have a walk during the conference or something
Ah,
to to apply what she's going to be encouraging us to do to get outside and move around. But it's still tough. February is tough. It's dark and it's
yes.
cold. And I mean, anyway, today is November, but it's pretty cold out there right now. But we have
Yeah, it
this
is.
one. So
Yeah, we did just get started. It's like, okay, you're still like retaining some of the warmth of the sun in the summer, but man, so February, you are ready. You are ready for some encouragement. So if you're out there, local, not local, whatever, I mean, share it with people. Lancaster Farm, and say that again, Lancaster Farm
I'm
and
in Home Center,
Farm and
but
Home Center.
if they go to the website, which is midwinterconference.org.
Is that a dash in between? Midwinter's one word and dash conference, I think.
It's
Yeah,
midwinter-conference.org.
org.
Good. Yes.
Yes. So it'll be great. And one of the things that is the focus of this event, like someone was asking me about vendors, is the idea is really just to refresh and renew our spirits, right? It's not as curriculum or vendor focused, right?
No,
Yeah.
and the only tables that are going to be there are for the people who are presenting. So there'll be a chap table, and
Mm,
there'll be a table for the URICS 1,000 hours outside. And we've also got a couple speakers focusing on special needs,
wonderful.
which is always a big need.
Yeah.
And we're even working on a teen track, which we haven't even announced that yet. So who's ever listening is first one. But it's going to be limited to the amount of teens we can fit in that particular room that we have at the conference center. But the folks, Jonathan Brush and the Unbound people are going to bring up a team of younger people than myself. We're already young, but for me, I know that I'm not. So yeah, it's going to be good. And so between the tables for all the presenters and the registration when you come in, it's mostly going to be just fellowshipping, listening to
Yeah.
speakers, asking questions. And we're going to hopefully have 2 panel discussions as well. So at the end
Excellent.
of the day, you can ask questions, you can process together. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a really nice event.
Yeah, I love that. I love the thought at the end of the day. You and I had talked about this, about having that panel at the end of the day. So you've sat through things, you've talked with people, you've been able to hopefully digest some of what you've heard, and questions might arise. And then here we are, we're right there,
Yeah.
and you can ask questions of us. And I just think that is a great idea. I don't know, it just, I don't know, kind of brings that little connection of people, the opportunity to speak with people. So it is, yeah, the focus is definitely to be on us as well as next year's curriculum. That's the in June. But so this one, just to connect, be encouraged, to be reassured that absolutely you can make it. You can absolutely make it to the end of the year. And yeah, we're there to give you a smile and a chuck
That's
on the
right.
chin.
And, and spouses come free.
Ooh,
That
sweet.
doesn't mean you can acquire a spouse for free, but if you already have a spouse, then yeah, we're not going to do the connection thing. Or but anyway, if you're married, bring your spouse for free. We're trying to encourage couples to come,
Oh,
and
that's
that's the
wonderful.
one thing. The second thing is we're not just going to jump in with a speaker. We're going to start by singing hymns,
Oh,
and we're going to
wonderful.
read some scriptures, and we're going to get to know each other a little bit in the morning, the first 40 minutes. So don't just sneak in this to the back of a speaker. We want you to participate, and not only you be blessed, but we want to bless God at the same time. So it'll be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that because it'll get us focused on being refreshed and renewed, right? Get us
Yes,
focused on calming down, calming down. It's just another information session. It's not another information session gathering. It's time to worship, and thank God, actually, thank God for where we're at. And sometimes when we're in the middle of the crazy, in the middle of winter, praising God and thanking Him is what we need to do.
amen.
It's where we need to focus our thoughts. So this is good. I'm very excited. So all you out there, midwinter, one word, midwinter dash conference.org.
Yes.
And that will get you the information on who's going to be there. You can register there. I think there's an early bird price, right? You have an early bird price and an at the door price.
The
And
early bird price is $45 for 2 days for 2 people. So it's a good deal.
yeah.
At 55 or 100, whatever we decide at the door. I'm just kidding. But it'd be helpful if you pre-registered and saved money, and then we could plan better. If 100 people walk in at the last minute, I would rather have you register early so we can make arrangements to make sure you can be included. So
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be really fun. And there's lots, like you said, there are lots of good speakers going to be there. Ginny is great.
Yeah.
And I know Sarah Collins is going to be there, and she's always wonderful. She's very helpful.
Yeah.
Those of you out there who are familiar with the chat mentors might recognize Bridget. She's going to be there too. Very encouraging coach. And yeah, lots of others. Of course, you will be speaking, Steve, which is always wonderful.
And of course, you will be speaking, Ginger, which is always wonderful. We should start a mutual admiration society.
Mutual Admiration Club.
We can be co-chairs. And then we've got Jonathan Brush from Unbound, which will be giving, I think, some good talks on if you have older children, if you have people
Absolutely.
that are about ready to leave the nest. And then we're going to have Ben Myers from Actors Bible in Philadelphia. And I'm sending out an email today, actually, with Bonnie Griner and Ben Myers featured. Bonnie Griner's got just a storehouse of wisdom. She has 8 children who have all left the nest, and Ben has 8 children who are in the nest.
Oh, wow.
His 8th was just born 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we also have Gretchen Rowe from North Carolina. And Gretchen, she speaks, well, we speak together all over the country every year, but she's got a wealth of information. She's homeschooled a whole bunch of kids, several of them with special needs. She worked with Calvert for years, and she can do a whole bunch of stuff. If you pick her brain, she can really help your kids with a lot of different things. So I think that covers our slate. You got done, 2, 3? Yeah, I'll go check the website real fast while we're talking. Make sure I didn't leave anybody out.
So anybody out there, if you have questions, feel free to pop them there on the comments lines down there. We love to answer your questions. You can always write into me at staff, answer your questions, or get them answered if I don't know the answer. But yeah, we just wanted to make you guys totally aware of what was going on. And I know our calendars fill up fast, so make sure you get this on your calendar. Fortunately, it is after the holiday rush. It's even after Valentine's Day, but
Right.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned it's going to be blizzard year. So we'll see what happens. We'll hope
that will be snow good.
Oh. Hey, you know what?
Yes.
I need to have you get me a good pun. One of my kids asked for a good pun for Christmas, so you'll have to help me work out a good pun.
Okay, you might have to get me some ideas. I need to work with something. I need a little
okay. We'll talk off camera about that.
Prime the pump.
So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Is there anything else you want to share, Steve, before we step off the line?
No, but if you can't come, pray that God will show up and that everybody that should come will come. And regardless of the weather, we have these things called 4-wheel drive cars nowadays. Everybody can do it. And we're just not used to driving in the snow anymore. We've had such mild winters the last 2 years, but I think we're going to have a big one. According to the acorns in my house, there's a whole bunch of acorns in our yard. And it was snowing this morning. Did you get snow?
I did not see it, but my weather kept showing it, but I didn't see anything at my house, but I don't know.
Yeah, we did. Now, I don't know how many of you know, but I have a son with Down syndrome who's 36. He's right in the other room over there. And I'm here to pick him up in a few minutes, but he does not like snow because he likes to go to work.
Oh.
I mean, he looks forward. He gets up in the morning, he's dressed, he's ready to go to work. So he sees snow as an obstacle to going to work. And I don't know where he picked it up. Might have been Fiddler on the Roof, but when I told him this morning it was snowing, he went, it just cracked me up. And so then I went in and told my wife it was snowing, and I went, and she started to laugh, and the two of us just stood there laughing. We said, we have so much joy in our life because it makes us laugh all the time. And he doesn't think it's funny, but
yeah. Well, you have to build a snowman with him if it's snowing then.
Yeah. He just doesn't see the positive. I'm sorry. He's deaf on shame. So thank you, Ginger, for having me on. And I hope that people will network. Homeschoolers are great. Network with each other. Tell everybody, come to Lancaster.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be sending out information. I'm going to be sending out an email once a week for the next couple weeks because we're going to be adding maybe where to stay, hotels. It's not far from Park City, so there's a plethora of restaurants and fast food.
Yeah.
And for you homeschoolers, that is your vocabulary word for the day. Look up plethora. Homeschoolers have
Nice.
to make education out of it.
Nice. Education out of everything. Yay. So if you're not on Steve's mailing list, he is sending stuff to Chap. So if you're on Chap's mailing list, you'll get the information. Do not worry.
Okay.
We are dual propagating information. So
Amen.
it will get out there. So everybody tell your friends, make a, girl day or whatever, girl weekend,
Honeymoon
parents
weekend.
getaway.
Honeymoon weekend.
Parents
Couple.
getaway. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Couples weekend. I was thinking, wait, you want couples weekend, and the words were not coming out of my mouth. So yeah, plan the weekend. And maybe you can somehow make it a Valentine-y thing. I don't know. I can work it in. It's close.
Sure. Let everybody else do Valentine's on the 14th, and we'll do it on the 24th.
Exactly. Everything won't be jammed full.
We'll call that VD plus 10.
There you go. Nice. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. And as I said earlier, I'm going to be back on here at 3 o'clock and later this evening to chat with you some more of those Giving Tuesday. But I'm so glad you tuned in, and we'll look forward to seeing you in February.
Amen.
At the Refresh and Renew conference. All right. We'll see everybody. Bye.